Changchun Jiangdong Market, there are more sellers than buyers. It's so desolate, hardly anyone here. To be honest, 8.5 out of 10 shops in Changchun are losing money. Breaking even is considered good, and truly profitable ones are extremely rare. Don't believe me? Go ask around. There's no easy job these days. It's all about one person doing the work of two. Women have to be men, and men have to be workhorses. The boss has to be an all-rounder. Shop owners, do you agree? The Northeast, once known as China's granary and cradle of industry thanks to its fertile black soil and strong industrial base, now presents a poignant picture of desolation after more than 20 years of revitalizing the Northeast slogan. Population outflow, declining consumption, and many areas becoming ghost towns. This Northeast phenomenon is gradually becoming a microcosm of China's overall economic downturn. On December 31, 2025, a user on the X platform posted a video with the caption, "The Northeast economy has collapsed, leading the nation into a major depression. 27 million people in Shenyang, Harbin, and Changchun have stopped consuming. No one consumes, no one works. One death means one house's door is locked. The 3 northeastern provinces are disappearing, becoming the Great Northern Wilderness. Stop touting revitalization. The people are fed up with the CCP's empty promises." Look at the streets of Shenyang. Is anyone there? Revitalizing the Northeast. I get annoyed just hearing those words now. Their decisions are flawed. The entire 3 northeastern provinces are paying the price, and they'll just keep doing it till everyone dies. It's not that the Northeasterners don't have children, it's just that they aren't giving birth in the Northeast anymore. The slogan, "Revitalizing Northeast China," has been chanted for so many years. We so hope it's more than just a slogan. The old North Market commercial street in Shenyang used to be so bustling. Now it's empty. All the shops are rented out. No one there. How many young people are left in Jilin City? 18 years ago, I returned to Jilin from Beijing to start my entrepreneurial career. I opened 7 beauty and wellness stores, and a year ago, I started a mobile at-home beauty service. Now that I'm middle-aged, I find there are fewer and fewer young people. Where have they all gone? Blogger Wang Yuan said she went for another interview and found a job selling gold and jewelry at a counter. After filling out a resume and having a brief chat with the store manager, the manager asked her if she could provide a criminal record check and credit history. Wang Yuan said she could provide them, but why? The store manager said it was a company requirement. Selling valuable items necessitates providing this. Wang Yuan said she understood. Unexpectedly, the store manager made another request. Finally, he told me something like, "This gold has some wear and tear, you know? This wear and tear needs to be compensated for by us." I asked, "Do I personally compensate or does the store compensate together?" He said, "Everyone compensates together." I said, "Can I understand it like this? That this piece of jewelry has been touched by 800 people. If it doesn't sell, we'll have to compensate for the loss." He said yes. I thought to myself, everyone touches it and then customers touch it too. If their hands are sweaty, they'll rub them even more. They are so expensive. Will I even be able to pay my salary at the end of the month? I'll have to lose money on everything. Is that the way to sell gold? I've never done this before, so I didn't know. Then I said, "I'll think about it. If I want to come, I'll contact you then." Then I left. What's wrong with Jilin? There's not a single person in this mall. There are fewer and fewer people. Have they all given up on Jilin? Forgot about Jilin City? Again, I'm unemployed. I just brought my newly bought milk formula to work this morning, and now I have to take it back tonight. I've been working at the new company for almost 3 months, and I was supposed to be officially hired on the 12th. Today, the boss's assistant came to me and said the boss wouldn't give me a permanent position. I was completely devastated. This is the first time I've ever experienced something like this. Being fired just before I'm about to be officially hired. Why didn't they do this sooner? I've worked here for 3 months and I was about to be officially hired, and now they say it's not suitable. It's almost Chinese New Year, so it's hard to find a job. Sadness and panic overwhelm me instantly. The blogger said that there's no severance pay for being fired during the probationary period. When she joined, there was no accountant to hand over the job to her. All the procedures were rushed through by HR, and there was no one to guide her on many financial issues. She had to figure everything out on her own. She joined in October, but discovered that the company hadn't even done the July accounts yet. She spent time filling in the missing parts only to be used and discarded by the company, which made her feel extremely upset. She said that she had a vague feeling she wouldn't stay at this company for long, but she never expected it to happen so suddenly. In Shenyang, if your salary exceeds $700 and the company pays your social security and housing fund, then you should work diligently and stop thinking about changing jobs. Your conditions are already better than 90% of people. Most people are still hovering in the middle. You might not believe it, but now large companies in Shenyang are either laying off employees or cutting salaries, and many small companies have simply gone out of business. Most of those losing their jobs are over 35, with elderly parents and young children to support. They've worked in the same position for over 10 years, used to working from early morning to late at night. How could they imagine suddenly losing their jobs? You said Changchun's housing prices have fallen so much. Why isn't anyone buying? Because everyone knows housing prices will continue to fall. Why rush to buy a house now? Do you have too much money to burn? It's like you can buy cabbage for $1, so why would you spend $10? Nobody wants to be stupid enough to buy at the peak. Shenyang is really completely unsuitable for brick-and-mortar businesses anymore. I'm filming at Joy City in Changchun, Shenyang. The date is December 24th at 3:30 p.m. This date and time were the busiest day for us. This is inside the mall. Look at it, doesn't look like Christmas Eve at all. The mall was practically empty. No one was at Xiaomi, and no one was at Huawei either. 43 years old, laid off from a major company. Today was my first day working at the supermarket. Let me tell you about my experience. The bad thing is that I was assigned to the fresh produce section. Of course, it's very tiring. I have to stand for 11 hours a day. I was told to weigh the produce, but actually, besides weighing, you also have to serve and unload vegetables, and in the evening, you have to help them move fruit. It's like one person doing multiple jobs, which is quite tiring, and you don't have a moment to rest. If there aren't many people weighing the produce, they'll ask you to do something else, so it feels like you're constantly on the go. Actually, I'm experiencing back and leg pain today. For someone like me who used to sit in an office all the time, it's really quite tiring. Life in Shenyang is truly frustrating. This year, countless people have been laid off and are completely bewildered, unable to even find a job. Unemployed brothers and sisters don't know where to go, sigh. Look around the streets and alleys. Walls are plastered with rental and for transfer ads, more red banners than Spring Festival couplets. Small companies are closing down without warning, and even large companies are laying off employees and cutting salaries. Now, the delivery and takeout lines are packed like sardines. Those with no other options have become taxi drivers or ride-hailing drivers, just trying to make a living. The blogger says that Shenyang is a typical high-cost, low-income city. Ordinary wage earners work themselves to the bone, yet struggle to even support their families. Every morning, the first thing they think about is mortgage payments, heating bills, and children's school fees. Simply having enough to eat is a blessing. Don't be fooled by the seemingly glamorous facade of business owners. They too live a tight life, constantly worrying about bills. Expenses often exceed income, forcing them to barely break even. This isn't because people aren't working hard, it's just the reality of the economic climate. In November, news of a major C2C company laying off 30% of its staff caused a sensation, and I was one of the most dismayed among them. I won't go into the company-related reasons, but I just want to talk about why I, a working mother, was the one laid off. This May, I returned to the company after maternity leave, only to find everything had changed. Our department had been merged, the business processes had been rebuilt, and the most common terms I heard were AI project proposals, AI spider, and shadow knife. Terms I had never encountered before. My 6-month maternity leave felt like a long period of disconnection. When I returned, I was completely out of touch with the rapidly changing pace. The blogger said that after the business restructuring, her workload suddenly piled up and the pressure was almost unbearable. To make matters worse, she was still breastfeeding and her overall condition was extremely poor. Her brain felt like a rusty machine, constantly crashing. What frustrated her even more was that she simply couldn't work overtime like others. During that period, to meet deadlines, her colleagues routinely stayed up until 9 or 10 p.m. every day. Although she gave up her right to leave at 5 p.m. during her breastfeeding period, even if she persisted until 6 p.m., it was still considered leaving early in other people's eyes. Her baby at home is still so young, she really couldn't keep going. Unable to handle the pressure and unable to work overtime, these ultimately became the reasons for her layoff. Do you know how hard it is to find a job in Shenyang right now? Why is it so hard to find a job with weekends off in Shenyang? I sent out 50 resumes and only 5 companies invited me for interviews, 3 of which I went through. One was a telemarketing company. The ad said a monthly income of $1,400, but after contacting them, I found out the base salary was $300 plus commission, 4 days off a month, and no insurance. Is it too much for companies in Shenyang to provide insurance? The second was a loan company. Although it had weekends off, they made me try every means to get people on their list to come to the company, even those who clearly didn't qualify for loans. I thought it was a complete scam, so I quit after 1 day. The blogger said the third was a media company. The agent only had 1 day off a week and no insurance and had to work overtime every day. After a week, she felt it wasn't worth the effort and quit. This street used to be the most popular place in Changchun. I remember in 2008, both sides of this street were packed with people and cars. It was difficult to walk. Now there are no more vendors' calls. Oh, no sounds at all. It's basically deserted. Let me show you what it's like now. The shops are all open, but there are hardly any people. There's no one on the road either. I remember back then, both sides of this road were lined with stalls. The 3 essentials of job hunting in Shenyang: no weekends off, no insurance, and no pay for trial periods. These past 2 days I've been really tired and weary from job hunting. After all, it's already November and December is just around the corner. I'm thinking about whether I should stop looking for now and take on some part-time jobs until after the new year. Are there any other people who are unemployed and still looking for work like me? Shenyang is a place I dream of leaving. This place is truly indescribable. Although it's the capital of Liaoning province, it's probably not even as good as a prefecture-level city. Whether it's economic scale or development potential, it just doesn't seem like a very valuable city. The air quality is never good, especially when I was young. Because Northeast China is a heavy industrial region, when I was in high school, I lived next to the school. When I opened the window, the snow beer factory was very close to our school, and the air was filled with the smell of beer. Have you noticed a strange phenomenon? Changchun has over 9 million people. Does everyone stop eating? I just went downstairs to eat and the restaurant was empty. I thought they had all gone home for dinner, but when I went to the market, there weren't many people either. Everyone says they've ordered takeout and the delivery drivers are also confused. There are many orders, but they don't earn much money in a day. Then someone asked, has everyone gone back to their hometowns? But there aren't many people in those towns either. The shopping malls are so empty you could walk your dog. What's even more unbelievable is that this phenomenon is happening all over the country, from north to south, from Changchun to other cities. Aren't people going to eat? Where have all the people gone these days? Fans, I've been incredibly busy these past few days. With the Lunar New Year just around the corner, everyone wants to earn more money. I've had job seekers ranging from young men and women in their 20s to men and women in their 50s and 60s. Basically every age group. The first thing they complain about when they meet me is how hard it is to find a job in Shenyang. All sorts of bizarre interviewers we've encountered. It seems like there are jobs in every industry in Shenyang, but when it comes to actually finding one, it's incredibly difficult. There are pitifully few positions and the salaries are chillingly low. That's all for today. If you enjoy our content, please give us a thumbs up, subscribe, leave a comment, and share it with a friend. We appreciate your support, and we'll see you next time.